YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm ready to do a fun tag, seasonal themed tag, and this tag is going to be the Finally Fall book tag. And I've been looking for a quick video to film, but also that's fall related, but also isn't just a tag. And this is just a tag, but though has some like prompts which you base off your recommendations that I'm going to mention in this video. This tag, the original creator privated their video, but I believe it was created by Alina Milena. But I saw Chanel from Chanel Time doing this video. And if you haven't checked out Chanel, please subscribe to her. She's amazing. I recently subscribed to her myself. And I'm just so excited to get into this tag. And I'll be sure to leave her original video link down in the description box. So without further ado, let's just get into the tag. Okay, so I have the questions uploaded here. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. For this, I'm going to go with, because this is the first thing that popped in my brain, I'm going to go with The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So this is about a circus, and it involves a magical competition where these two characters, Celia and Marco, are supposed to go head-to-head in a competition and to see who's going to win. And if one of them loses the competition, it leads to death. And so it's kind of like high stakes that way. But the reason I'm recommending this is because the venue for this competition is a circus. And this circus is so vividly described. Erin Morgenstern has such an atmospheric writing style, and I feel like this book is perfect for fall and even winter time, but I feel like for fall it's great because you can literally feel everything. You can feel the emotions the people in the circus are feeling. You can smell everything. You can, I don't know, you can just imagine the vivid setting she creates, because this is in the circus, and so every like tent in the circus is like described so that it's like you can imagine it fully, and her writing is just simply beautiful. And I can't recommend this book enough because it truly is so great and so magical and so fantastical. The next question is, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. So I decided for this one, because this is literally the first thing that popped in my brain, but something that is beautifully written is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. This book, honestly, I think all Elizabeth Acevedo books deal with such heavy topics, and she's just such a phenomenal author. But I decided to go with Clap When You Land because this is a new release. B, I think that it deals with grief in a very powerful way, and that's what the prompt was saying. So if you don't know what this book is about, this follows our two main characters, Yahaira and Camino, and they are two characters who have just lost their father that they didn't know that they shared. So there's that conflict, but also this book centers around their grief after their father has passed away, their emotions they're going through, and you truly get to see how they come together to overcome this grief. And this centers on an actual plane crash. Like the plane crash, she based this whole setting off of. The story is fictional, but the plane crash that happens in which the father dies is a real plane crash. That aspect was really nice to have in this book. And the characters are ones that you would just fall in love with completely. You root for the characters instantly. And with Elizabeth Acevedo, I feel like her books, she just writes them in such a beautiful, great, wholesome way, even though they tackle such difficult topics. Like, I feel like if you are checking her out, please listen to her audiobooks, because these books just immerse you so much, especially with the audiobooks, especially the books in verse. They just immerse you in the story because she's narrating it, and she is like a professional slam poet, and it's amazing. 3, fall is back to school season, unfortunately. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. So I'm very sad to say I haven't read that many nonfiction books. In fact, I can only think of one besides those Who Was books that you read in elementary school. But the one I did think of was Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham. Now, this is a autobiography written by Lauren Graham about her time in Gilmore Girls and just other experiences she has. But something that it taught me was like the struggles of an actor who's trying to find their first role, and that part was so interesting. And also it taught me everything I needed to know about Gilmore Girls. If you are a Gilmore Girls fan, you must read this book. And told me everything I wanted to know about Gilmore Girls and more. And it had other things it talked about too, such as the acting industry, and I loved that. And it was just a really nice, wholesome read. And please listen to the audiobook. There are parts where she's like literally singing in the middle, and it's like funny songs too, not just like actual songs. It's great. It's great. The audiobook is narrated by her. Please listen to that. Okay, question 4. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family / household / friend group you'd like to be a part of. I feel like this is going to sound like a cliche answer, and everyone might be going with this, but I truly do think that this is like the one that I would choose. And that is, of course, the Six of Crows cast. Oh my god, I would love to be in the friend group with Kaz and Nej, Jesper, Wylan, Nina, Matthias. That would all be great. Oh my god. I would love to be in this friend group. You grow to love these characters so much, and you grow to see how dependent they are on one another, and it's just fantastic and makes my heart happy. So I would be in this friend group. Question 5. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. Okay. So this is my current stack. We have Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield, and The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan. So this is my fall-colored spine. Okay, question 6. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein someone is telling a story. So my recommendation for this book is going to be To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book is a classic, as you can tell. I mean, it's a pretty popular classic, and if you haven't read it, please go do yourself a favor, read it. So I'm not going to get too into the summary for this book because it has so many plot lines, and I feel like saying anything is kind of spoilery. But no, it has great characters, and it has such important topics, and it discusses such important topics and issues about race and about not judging someone based off who they are, who they appear to be. And I'm just like, that book is like one of my favorite books of this year, probably number 1 or 2. And I just love To Kill a Mockingbird. The characters are so great. It's such a good classic. In this, we have our narrator Scout, but it's like her and her 20 years later telling the story. I also wanted to recommend another book for this. Even though they aren't telling a story, and the story is like a key part of this. Like, this takes place in a fantasy world where it's like a fairy tale fantasy world. Like, it has all of our classic fairy tale characters in it, and there is like an actual storybook in it as well. And that is the Land of Stories series by Chris Colfer. This is like chef's kiss, one of my favorite series ever. So if you don't know what the Land of Stories series is about, I'll tell you what the first book is about. So this follows our main character, Alex and Connor Bailey, and we start off in our present day, like them in our world, and then they both are sort of sucked into this storybook in the book, and you see them, and in order to get out and get back to our present world from the fairy tale world, they have to collect objects from the fairy tale worlds that are owned by certain characters such as Cinderella, such as getting the glass slipper. And then in order to perform this spell called the wishing spell to get back home, and you see the obstacles they're faced, you see I'm trying to say something, but I don't want to say it because I don't want it to be spoilery. And I think that you will love this series so much. It is so immersive, so addictive, so amazing, so incredible. Please read it. Okay, question 7. The nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. So for this, I don't really read a lot of dark, creepy reads, but for this, I wanted to go with a book that I think is incredible. It's mystery, and it's a YA mystery, part historical fiction, part present day, and that is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. So in this book, we follow our main character, Stevie, as she is accepted into this school called Ellingham Academy. Now, Ellingham Academy is not like your typical school, so it chooses who gets to attend the school based off their skills and like their interests. And our main character, Stevie, is really into true crime and mystery, and she's trying to uncover this mystery that went unsolved in the 1930s. And it's just so amazing. The entire atmosphere is incredible of Ellingham Academy. Just gives you all the feels. And I thought the Academy was just one of my favorite parts because it was so inventive and so unique and so incredible. So, Truly Devious, you will fall in love with the characters. And I just love Truly Devious so much. Mystery is not predictable, and I love it. Number 8 is The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up someone's cold and rainy day. So I have 4 recommendations for this because I had to, of course. But my first recommendation is Ghosts by Raina Telgemeier, and this is a graphic novel. Her other books are graphic memoirs. This is a graphic novel, and we follow these 2 characters in Dia de los Muertos, and it truly honors that holiday. And it's such a heartwarming read, a wholesome, heartwarming read, and it is a graphic novel. The art is beautiful, as you can see, and it's so incredible. And despite the Dia de los Muertos, it's just you love these characters, and it's just such a great graphic novel. In my opinion, she is the queen of graphic novels. So that's my first recommendation. The second recommendation is Candy Makers by Wendy Mass. So I'm holding up the second book, but the first one, I will leave a picture of it up. This takes place in a candy factory, Candy Makers. And I don't want to say too much, but we follow our main characters, and there's this candy competition that there are 4 participants in the first book, and we follow 4 different perspectives. But the thing is, they're all sort of, there's like this sketchy person that you don't know too much about, and it's not dark at all, despite sketchy person in the competition. Everyone is like different motives, and you just grow to love that. Yeah, but like, it's not dark at all. The characters are, you will like the characters. And the other 2 I want to recommend are Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston and Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. There we go. And in Red, White, and Royal Blue, we follow our main character, Alex, and he starts to kind of like fall in love with the Prince of England, Henry. It's kind of like an enemies to lovers romance. That's not a spoiler because it's at the beginning of the book. And you kind of see their love story blossom, but it has more substance to that than just the love story, which I appreciated. It discusses issues about being a gay person in politics, being a gay person in general, and it has a wonderful gay romance if you're looking for that. So please check that out. We follow our 2 characters, Alex and Henry. Alex is the first son of the United States, and so he's like the president's son. And we also have Henry, who is the Prince of England. And all of these characters are so hilarious, so funny, so sarcastic, so many layers to each of these characters, and so many plot points going on in the book, and so many important issues, but also while also being a light romance. And the romance is an instant rooting for. You're rooting for that romance throughout. You grow to love that romance and these characters and this whole setting so much, and that is my recommendation for that. And for Heartstopper, this is another queer romance, and this is set in high school. Red, White, and Royal Blue was an adult romance. Trust me, even if you're a YA reader, I'm sure you will like the adult romance. But Heartstopper takes place in high school. we follow our main character who is developing feelings for this boy in school, and well, I can't remember the main character's name right now, but it's just a wholesome, fun, cute romance, and I highly recommend it. Like, it's a graphic novel as well. Not all of these were short, but like 2 of them were short. 2 of them were graphic novels. But this one, you were truly going to be into it throughout. It's a fast-paced story, while also having its moments. And I also believe that, in general, Red, One, Royal Blue is a quick read. Okay. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you like to return to soon. So this, I'm also going to go with the Land of Story series. I'm on the final book in the series, and I have to read it. I'm just terrified of what's going to happen to the characters in the book, and that anxiety has been stopping me from reading it, but I really need to get to it. And like I said, this world and these characters, and it's just amazing. And the other series I actually want to go with is Warriors by Aaron Hunter. Now, I have read the first series in this whole world. There are like 5 series in this world, so the main characters are cats, and the summary of the first series is essentially we follow our main main cat named Rusty, who is a common house pet cat, and then he sort of ventures into this woods, and he finds this clan of cats, and they're the warrior cats, essentially. This book is not at all stupid, if that's what you're thinking. I know every single person has loved these books, and they are incredible. You don't even care that the main characters are cats. That's just an additional bonus. Like, you won't hate it at all because of that. Like, you can't even, I feel like you can tell, but like at the same time, they just feel like your traditional characters. And that's not to say that they're not all lovable, because they're all so lovable. And he sort of ventures into these woods and these clans, like I was saying, and he finds this clan of warrior cats, and the story kind of goes from there. But it's so heartwarming, such a beautiful, addictive read, and the entire series is great. I've read the first series, and I need to continue on with the second series. It's just I haven't gotten to it yet. I have the book at home. I just need to continue, basically like every other one of my books, but you know. Okay, question 10 is, fall is the perfect time for cozy reading night. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. So, let me go get my cozy reading accessories. This blanket. And this book. Oh, I also want to visit this story. I forgot. The second book in the Candy Maker series is another book I have to read. Basically just this blanket. That's all I need in a book. Okay, question 11. Spread the honor, appreciation, and tag some people. Oh, I also tag Alex from This Is Not a BookTube to do this video. I tag everyone to do this. Everyone do this. Literally. Any booktuber, anyone, do this. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was such a fun video to film, so much fun. I got to recommend so many books that I've been waiting to talk about. I got to get in the fall season, and I got to give some fall recommendations, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a lot of fun to film. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to be notified every time I post future content. So I always forget to add that in, but I will add it in. Thanks always for watching, and I see you in my next video. Bye guys.